Chapter 29. I almost missed the soft vibration of my phone as I climbed into the car. In my distracted state, I'd forgotten to take my phone off silent when I left the hospital. "Where are you? Patients keeping you late?" "Sorry, on my way home. Made a stop after work." "Come home. There's something you need to see." "What is it?" "Nothing bad. Just get home." I had to hand it to my wife. She's been incredible about not bothering me with things when I was at work. If it didn't need my immediate attention, she held on to it until I finished my patient care responsibilities, even if it meant she had to handle whatever it was without my help. Life in the ER was hard enough. Bringing drama from outside the hospital with me to the bedside didn't help anyone, and she knew it. I couldn't ask for a better partner for my career. She deserved to have this emotional burden lifted. My neighborhood was usually quiet at this time of day. Most people had already walked their dogs and settled in for their evening television routine, but tonight seemed different. I passed several people on the sidewalk, most of whom stopped and stared at me as I drove past. I checked my face in the mirror. Did I have blood splatter across it or something else that made me noteworthy? Nothing obvious stood out. "Hey, come here, I paused it for you." Addison's voice floated in from the family room. That's not the way she usually greeted me when I walked in the door. She must have been excited about something. Aaron sat on the couch next to her, phone in his hand. His fingers flew across the simulated keyboard on the screen. Probably texting his friends like usual. I pointed at the frozen image on the television. "Hey, I know her. She's the woman I saved earlier today. Why is she on TV?" My wife stared at me like the people in the neighborhood just did. Were they trying to give me a complex? "What?" "It's literally her job. That's Debbie Eglin. She's an anchor with Channel 7 News. She's giving an interview from the hospital about something miraculous that happened to her today." "Oh, she's the one I told you about. I knew she looked familiar when I went into the room, but I couldn't place it at first." "Well, she sure knows you, and I think the rest of the city does now as well." Addison pointed the remote at the TV and clicked play. "We're just so thankful that we've received a second chance at a family. I don't remember what happened, but they say my heart stopped. That's when Dr. Turner responded to the code and brought me back to life." "Tell us about that. What exactly did he do?" asked her colleague sitting next to her bed. "Really, I have no idea. I obviously wasn't paying much attention, being dead and all." Debbie laughed for a moment and then shook her head. "I'm sorry, I don't mean to make light of the situation. It's just, I'm so happy right now. My family has me back, and I get to be a mother to these beautiful little guys." She lifted her shoulders up to bring the kids' heads into view. "I spoke with your OB doctor a few minutes ago. He said he's still processing what happened. Apparently, Dr. Turner raised his arm and repeated 2 verses from the Bible. Almost immediately, your heart started beating again." Debbie nodded. "That's the same story they told me." "What did he do after he brought you back?" "He went back to the ER and continued his shift like it was no big deal." She turned toward the camera and smiled. "Dr. Turner, wherever you are, thank you. I'm not much of a religious person, but you've given me something to think about. I know that wasn't just you in the room with me earlier today. You literally performed a miracle and gave me back to my family. I hope your other patients received the same blessing that I did today." I stared at the screen. She was right. It wasn't just me in the room with her, it was God, and the rest of the code team, and her family. I was just the messenger. I'd rather the credit go to God than me. He could handle the attention better than I could. The rest of the interview focused on her family and introducing her twins to the audience. My wife turned off the television when it became clear any discussion of my involvement had ended. "Did you know who she was before you did your thing?" "Of course not. It was a code situation. I ran up there and saw a dying woman who had given birth to twins. It wouldn't matter who she was. I'd easily give up a month to give them a lifetime together." I regretted the words as soon as I spoke them. Aaron looked up from his phone with his head cocked to the side. What do you mean give up a month? I don't understand. Addison shared my son's look of confusion but remained silent. I owed them an explanation. It was going to come out at some point. Anyway, might as well be now. I raised my hands and sighed. I probably should have said something sooner, but I didn't want you to worry. I walked around the couch and sat down next to my wife. I put my hand on hers and continued. This gift isn't unlimited. God said I will give up a month of my life expectancy every time I use it. Addison pulled her hand away from me. A month? Each time? You told me you used it twice today, so you're going to die 60 days sooner? Yes, that's right. Look, I was dead already. When that guy stabbed me, I was done for. Any other moment in history, I would be dead on the floor. But God had a different plan. I'm only here because He allowed me to be. Aaron's phone dropped on the couch. But if you keep doing it this often, you'll be dead in what, a year? God told me I was going to live to about 90. That means I can do this hundreds of times before it catches up with me. I reached out to touch his leg. I'm not going anywhere. He broke our gaze. Yes, you are. You can't stop yourself. You're going to walk around healing people left and right. It's what you do. You're not even going to be here when I start high school. Addison caught my eye and raised her eyebrows. She knew me better than anyone. It seemed like maybe Aaron inherited her ability to read me. How did I explain to a preteen that life wasn't about making sure you spent as much time on Earth as possible? It was about making as positive of an impact as you could. Look at me. I'm the same I was yesterday, and the day before. I'll rein it in and maximize my time with you guys, I promise. They both looked back at me, but neither smiled. How do you smile after you heard a loved one had a fatal condition? This was different from cancer or a traumatic injury, but they shared a common end point. Aaron picked up his phone and resumed texting. Addison stood from the couch and walked over toward me. She wrapped her arms around me and drew me close. The touch of her cheek on my neck and lips near my ear brought the familiar chill down my left arm. A comforting sensation in a difficult time. Join me in the bedroom later. She pulled away and ran her fingers through Aaron's hair before retreating to our bedroom. I glanced at Aaron, who was face deep in his phone. As frustrating as it was to watch, at least he had a circle of friends he communicated with frequently. I seemed to be losing touch with mine.